running into an environment now that is more favorable for it to re-strengthen, so we'll likely see this back up to a Category 4 within the next 12 to 18 hours.
We know we're going to see impacts, and those impacts are going to be huge waves and dangerous rip currents for all of our East Coast locations.
Hello, and welcome to Oceanus. Hurricane Lee has strengthened into a Category 3 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour. The powerful storm has fluctuated in intensity between Category 3 and 4 over the open Atlantic. This super powerful storm impacts cargo ships in the middle of the ocean and can break them apart. Waves rising from this storm can easily engulf the biggest of cargo ships into them. The winds in a Category 3 storm can reach up to 129 miles per hour, whereas in a Category 4 storm, they can reach over 156 miles or 251 kilometers per hour. When wind speeds these high hit the oceans, the waves formed can prove to be hell for cargo ships. These waves can be as tall as buildings. They toss the cargo ship up and down, making it hard to stay on course. Inside the cargo ship, there are containers and goods. When the ship rocks and rolls in the storm, these things can slide and shift. It's like trying to keep your toys from falling when the car suddenly stops or turns. Cargo containers can weigh several tons. When they shift, collide, or fall, it can lead to significant damage not only to the goods themselves, but also to the ship's structure. This can result in financial losses for the ship owner and disruptions in the supply chain. The ship's stability is crucial for safe navigation. When cargo shifts, it can affect the ship's balance and stability, making it harder for the crew to control and maneuver the vessel in the rough seas. The crew on the cargo ship experiences danger too. It's hard doing tasks that require delicacy when our feet aren't steady. To prevent cargo shifting, cargo ships use a combination of securing mechanisms such as lashings, chocks, and braces. But even with these precautions, the force of a hurricane can sometimes overpower these safety measures. Even if the storms change direction, cargo ships hundreds of miles away still have to deal with huge waves and rough seas. This turbulence causes mishaps in the operation of ships. Ships are typically on a very tight schedule. Just the fuel alone on ships can be tens of thousands of dollars a day. So a 2 or 3 day delay or deviation can cost big bucks. Modern cargo ships are designed to tough out all but the heaviest weather and stay on schedule, but hurricanes are the largest and among the most dangerous storms on the ocean, and no crew wants to find itself in the midst of one. To steer clear of hurricanes, mariners need good weather information. A century ago, weather updates at sea were limited to Morse code messages, but since the 1980s, weather updates have come to printers or fax machines right on the ship's bridge.
So I just got a call from the captain and chief. We have to reduce because the load on the engine is too much.
Today, captains can also receive weather maps, satellite images, and other information by email. Some vessels have more high-tech tools aboard, like onboard computer systems that help plan routes based on weather forecasts. Anything you can get on a computer at home, you can probably get at sea through a satellite connection. The most dangerous ship in a hurricane is an empty one. This is because the weight of the cargo helps stabilize the ship against the waves. The ballast provides a little stabilizing weight when ships sail empty, but it's not always enough. When there is only ballast water way down at the bottom of the ship has a very wicked roll to it. Modern cargo ships are constructed of thick steel, but if the waves are large enough, and their beating lasts long enough, the pounding of those impacts can still break a ship. While you may think a port would be the safest option in the rage of a storm, but cargo ships don't always head for the nearest port when a hurricane approaches, because not all ports offer the same kind of shelter. The ports with a hurricane hole are most preferred by cargo ships. These are the ports with very good holding and high cliffs or mountains around the harbor to protect ships from the winds. Once in port, crews anchor the ship, leaving plenty of slack in the anchor chain to prevent the motion of the waves from snapping the chain. They might also put the ship's engine in reverse to put pressure on the anchor. But not even ports are safe for a ship in nasty winds, as there are high chances that ships will damage the ports too. The safest option for a ship is to try to steer for the area of the ocean that is going to see the shallowest waves and the lowest winds. The low side, or clean side of the storm, is usually the side counterclockwise from its leading edge. Winning a fight against the sea depends on having a well-maintained ship, a trained and experienced crew, and a healthy dose of good luck. We hope for the safety of all the ships and crew out there in the sea during the Lee hurricane. That's it from this video. You can watch our next videos here, and we'll see you in the next one.